now I need to make sure I have all the ingredients. I think I have to go out and buy baking powder and nutmeg, and then maybe some either walnuts, peanuts, or chocolate chips. But other than that, I have 2 bananas, so I halved the recipe I found online. It says best if used by May 2023. I probably should go buy a new one, right? Back from the store. I'm making a mess already. Probably not the official way to do that, but that's good enough. I'm using this bowl for the dry ingredients. I need baking powder. I need half a teaspoon. Usually I'm in frame, but right now I'm wearing my heeled boots, so a little taller. Half a teaspoon. Baking soda. That's half a teaspoon enough. Oh, a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Do I have a 1/4 teaspoon? I shouldn't use this, but I'm going to. Half a teaspoon of ground cinnamon. I did a little bit extra because I don't have nutmeg, and literally none of the shelves at Walmart had it, so I don't know what's that about, but we're just gonna use cinnamon only. Ooh, I don't like touching it. I did a poor job explaining what I'm doing, but I mixed all of the wet ingredients, aka the bananas, the melted butter, the brown sugar, egg, vanilla extract, and milk into this bowl. Now I combine dry ingredients with the wet ingredients. Okay, this is what it looks like. The colors. Alexa, set a timer for 5 minutes. They go in for 5 minutes at 4:25, and then after that they go in for 15-ish minutes at 3:50. So yeah, I'm gonna clean up my mess now. It is now 2 p.m. I've been working on my snail mail. My snail mail club has a monthly theme, and this theme is space, because obviously I watched Project Hail Mary last month. I also read Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid, and then Artemis 2, the moon mission, I guess. Just going for pretty surface level thing. We have just like the generic planets, stars, moon, sun, astronauts, stuff like that. That was the brainstorm that I had for this project for this month. And it's taken me a lot longer than I thought it would. I don't know why. I didn't really have an idea of how I was going to execute this idea, but I wanted to do Connect the Dots Constellations edition. So I ended up printing out what the night sky looked like tonight, even though obviously this snail mail isn't getting to them until for another 2 weeks. But I printed out this paper that has some of the constellations that you'd see if you looked up in the sky, and you could tell all that stuff. I mapped out which of the constellations would be easier to follow, easier to draw. And then I was like, I don't know how I'm supposed to replicate this 5 times, because that's also my issue, is since I'm only sending it to like a few of my friends, I just do the same thing 5 times. I don't really use like a printer to copy things. So then I was trying to figure out how to get that onto just a blank sheet of paper, and I figured out that I can just use my iPad and then put it on like a bright setting and trace the dots, or put the dots on the piece of paper and then write the names. So I've done the dots. It looks kind of crazy without the names of the constellations, but this is the finished product. So I'm going to also put the constellations that I am referring to in their full shapes on the piece of paper. The other big thing is the watercolor, which is kind of not my strongest suit. I want to do a rocket or a spacecraft of some sort because I want to talk about Artemis too, but I'm not sure how to do that. And also I want to make a stamp for the moon. Like, I started lino cutting, which is basically just like stamp making. I have to do something moon related for this theme because I do have a moon tattoo. So I think I'm going to make a stamp, and then I'm cut out some stars in different scrapbook paper so you can just like paste them onto something. And then I got iron-on patches that are just like earth shaped and planet shaped and astronauts. I don't know if they work, and I got them from the dollar store, so I don't really want to give them to people and then you can't really use them, so I might try and test them out, but I don't know if we have an iron. Good morning, guys. We have a bit of a hefty to-do list today. I just put in the first batch of laundry. I haven't decided if I'm going to wash my sheets today, but we'll cross that bridge when the other batch is done. I need to clean the kitchen, and I need to clean the living room. I put my to-do list on a sticky note on my Kindle so that I always know where it is. And the first couple things are cleaning just the downstairs area because my mom comes home from a weekend trip and she's gonna yell at me if I leave the kitchen and the living room and the dining room in the state that it is in right now. So we're gonna speed clean that. Also gonna make breakfast. I think I'm just gonna make some eggs, and I might have to go to Walmart later. Okay, I am actually quite a bit ahead of schedule, which I didn't expect to be. Now I am just adding the letters into each envelope. I can't show the front because I did already write the addresses on them, but it doesn't feel real because I'm not getting instant feedback on something, but it is allowing me to express myself creatively, which I have been doing obviously in other ways, but this is a nice way to also keep my friends in the loop of what I'm doing and also just keeping in touch with them, because each month I do get messages telling me that they've received the letters, so that's always fun. I use just standard envelopes because I don't really want to go through the process of figuring out postage for anything other than this, and I know that if I just stick one stamp on each of these, they're good to go.